What is up, Hardcore Nation? It's for here. And yesterday, I was at church, and Wrestling for Fans issued a challenge. He want he wanted me to basically speculate on what I think WWE will do. Because for those of you that don't know, SmackDown will be going to Fox in 2019, but with that, there is a there is speculation that the WWE will be going back to one brand, which makes sense because if the WWE is receiving $2 billion, it's obvious that Fox does not want half the roster. They want all of the roster. So, what do I think will happen? And what do I think the WWE will do? Well, first off, I'm just going to say this. I don't want to see the WWE go back to one brand. I don't. But if it does happen, I think we might as well give the women a secondary title, because all they have is the women's title, and two women's championships being on one show will not work. So I'm gonna say they get rid of one title, well, one of the women's titles, and just have one main women's title. Then tag, maybe do a women's tag belt, because they could do a women's tag team division. Maybe get rid of the Universal title and have the WWE title be on Raw. The tag team champions, they would have to get rid of. They would probably have to bring back the bronze tag titles, because either that, well, they would have to retire both sets of titles, because one is Raw color and one is SmackDown Live color. So they would have to bring back the black strap with the bronze plates, which is not a bad thing. But they would have to travel between. They would have to travel. Well, they would have to travel with Raw and SmackDown. Now, what do I think they will do? I think they'll do none of that. That's what I don't think they're going to do any of it. Now, as far as NXT call-ups go, I don't. Once they go to one brand, once they go to one show, I don't want to see an NXT call-up. And here's why. NXT call-ups will get lost in the shuffle, plain and simple.
those things where you're like, okay, moving forward, let's live together, let's make that next step.
Now, going with WWE logic, they'll probably after WrestleMania, they will call up another person from NXT. Depending on who the star is, they'll either flop or they'll become great. So, now, with WWE going to go to one brand, they would have to make sure that everybody shines. And that's a very hard thing to do when you have 40 plus people on a wrestling roster. So, trim down the roster. And I know WWE is not going to do that. But, you know, no, I'm gonna hit this while I have it in my head. NXT UK. NXT UK is great, but here's the question: Should NXT UK call-ups go straight to the main roster, or go straight to NXT, the American version of NXT? I don't think they should go straight up to the main roster. I think they should be called up to NXT, then be called up to the main roster. Because what's going to happen if NXT UK call-ups happen and they don't get to and they don't go to NXT, I can bet you that a lot of NXT guys are going to get jealous because they have worked their heart and soul out in NXT, and yet they get passed over because of a wrestler in NXT UK. As I need to see how Precious interacts with them safely under my watch, so I can see for myself whether Precious is really the problem or the dog. As far as WWE going to one brand, well, first off, like I said, I don't want to see it, but if it happens, it happens. So those are my thoughts. A lot to cram into one video. I don't really like it that much, but I imagine that's where the WWE is headed. With that being said, I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone. That's why she's peeing anywhere flat for litter boxes that are on the floor. Pretty off? And that was for sure.